saw that you've been super busy. Sorry to hear that. Work sucks. Work just sucks. Thank you, Justra. So, everything will be fine. Probably not dead. He's just having a long nap. Let's save and move on. Coin locker, baby!
After he had dinner with my patriarch last night, Masumi Arakawa left Heian Tower alone. So he must have been shot on his way home.
Any idea who did it?
I put my money on an Omi loyalist. Pretty sure I'd win that
I
bet.
think
Hell, there
the
were
young
shootings in
master
Shoten
gave
Boru,
the
too. Attempts on Captain
order.
Watase and Daigo Dojima.
And
Are they okay?
Joe,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, he
Apparently,
did
they
the
had some
killing.
ex-Tojo
Those two
legends with
fuckers.
them. Can't ask for better bodyguards than that.
No kidding. And yeah, that does point to Omi retaliation.
Uh-huh. You and your pals should be careful. Since you were on the dissolution's front lines, the remnants will have a bone to pick with you.
They should bring it on.
That's for sure. I'll pass on the advice.
They don't dare show their face to us. I'm ready for vengeance.
Can't believe this shit anymore. The Omi wiped off the face of the earth, all because of the stupid Arakawa family. Idiots blew up their own inheritance. Their betrayal cannot stand, Sawashiro-san.
It was Sawashiro. That's the guy who man. I think he is the killer. He pulled the trigger.
Remember how we used to be sister families with the Tojo clan? We had bases in Kanto and everything. Of course, the only reason we helped Arakawa-san push the Tojo clan out of Kamurocho in the first damn place was so our family would survive too. Because we're sick and tired of the Tojo demanding tribute money just to let us keep land we'd already been living on for years. If that had kept up, we would have been crushed, just like any other family without their own territory in Tokyo. That's why we work with Arakawa in spite of it being disloyal to the Tojo.
Exactly. And who's going to keep any of the promises Arakawa made? He promised once he was at the top of the Omi Alliance, he would promote us to the main family. Are we just supposed to accept that won't happen now?
Listen, you whiners, quit your belly aching. I won't let the Omi Alliance die.
That old mullet guy.
We'll just give it a new name. My Kanto Senpai. I know we've caused a real shit show for you. But I promise we'll pay you back in full someday. And for now, all of us are asking your forgiveness.
He does look a little bit like mullet Kevin Sorbo. Also about as likable as Kevin. That's about it.
Well, just so you know, it's not like we're asking to cut ties to the Arakawa family. We'd like to keep things friendly, if that's possible. Of course! After all, it was Arakawa who was the brains behind the betrayal. And now that he's gone, I'd say the score is settled. If you need us, our door is wide open for you. Second patriarch of the Arakawa family.
Thank you for your understanding. What?
You think the score's settled? You backwater scumbags don't deserve to be called Yakuza.
Excuse me? You want to repeat that?
Sawashiro, you
Maybe he
fuck.
didn't pull the trigger. He
I
was
can
loyal
get the
to.
Arakawa family back on its feet without you. Easily, in fact. All I have to do is unite the Omi already here in the east.
You're way out of line.
You know-
Arakawa fucked up. His captain should be on his knees right now.
Oh,
Stop! What are you doing?
You know, guys like you are all bark and no balls when it's wartime. That's the kind of Yakuza I can't fucking stand. Only a few years ago, you were sucking up to the Tojo clan. Then Arakawa changed his colors, and there you were at his feet. Now he's dead, and you think you can pull the senpai card on me?
oh boy.
Talk is cheap. The Yakuza way to lead is with bloodshed. The weak always fall in line behind the strong.
Uh-oh. No.
Time to accept it. Among the men in this room, you represent the weak, and that goes for all of you.
Jesus.
I fully intend to start a new chapter for the Yakuza as the Tokyo Omi Alliance. I hope we can count on your support, Senpai.
He's kind of badass. Gotta give him that.
What makes you think you have any right to pull that shit?
You haven't known me very long, but I think I've made a pretty strong case here for what I'm capable of.
Convince me.
I'm not the type of Yakuza who's gonna sit on his hands after his patriarch got removed.
Love hate him, yep.
What's your point?
Right now, I don't know if it was you or some other Kansai punk, but I will gut the man who killed him. You have my word on that. There will be no mercy.
The fuck are you saying? Every thug out there on the street knows that you killed your boss under Haoki's orders. You think picking a fight with me is your ticket to the big time? You see yourself as the guy on top at the dawn of a new age for the Yakuza. That ain't gonna fly.
Sure. I'll give you until I've rounded up all the stragglers in Tokyo to make your move. Until then, keep sucking on the Omi's dried up teats.
Oh snap. Shout out to Teats.
Sorry I'm late. You guys always go this hard on kids? Where's this brat of mine you say you've got?
Arakawa-san! The little fuck damn near took our guy out. We can't just hand him back to you without some compensation. Somebody's gotta take responsibility.
I see. Well, how about a finger? I'll trade you my finger for him. Sound fair? I'll just borrow this. All right then. Let's go, you little shit.
So Mel, he's so badass. Also, kind of an uncomfortable name of the bar right now.
Think that's your phone, man.
Chairman.
You okay?
Yeah, I guess.
You don't sound okay. You eating well?
Oh, Grams. Oh, Grandpa.
A poor diet won't help with the grief. Meet me at Heian Tower.
What for?
That's the last place I saw Arakawa-san. I'll treat you to what he ate as his final meal.
Thanks, but right now
Just be there.
Fine.
I'll be waiting.
Chairman Hoshino wants to meet.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
Heian Tower.
Are you going?
Yeah. Maybe he'll tell me about Arakawa-san's last moments.
Well. No. They're not available. We'll get to that. Just beating up some people because I'm not. Yeah, I assume so. Well, you can pay for your win button, yeah. I think we have a couple of bond bots. So, oh, actually talking with each other. Spend some time with Zhao.
Yo, Kasuga-kun. I've already got a good buzz going.
Oh yeah? Nice. Could use one of those myself. Mind if I join you?
Sure. I was getting kind of bored drinking by myself.
So, what are the Yokohama Lumon guys up to now? Any of them ever swing by your place?
Nah, I don't see them too much. And the ones who sided with Mabuchi seem pretty hesitant to get anywhere near me.
Sounds about right. I mean, they did stage a full-on mutiny and shit.
Fair.
Do you ever wonder why they sided with Mabuchi instead of you?
Not really. But if I know those guys as well as I think, I'd say it was because Mabuchi was easy to understand.
Easy to understand? How you figure?
His goals were crystal clear. Everything for money and power. If rules had to be broken or blood had to be spilled, so be it.
So, in Mabuchi's world, as long as you had balls and muscle, you could work your way to the top.
Even if you stepped on your boys to get there. Long as you swore loyalty to Mabuchi.
Damn, I could get messed up fast. And I thought I heard somewhere that Mabuchi was actually pretty smart. That true?
Oh yeah. He spoke multiple languages, ran numbers better than a calculator, and most important of all, he was just fine with breaking kneecaps. He was born for the underworld. If he'd been Tojo, I bet he would have gone even farther than you.
What is don't mean much.
But I guess it was fate, me getting locked up like that.
Right, sorry. I shouldn't be dredging shit like that up anyway, Kasuga-kun.
I ain't trying to make you feel guilty. No need to apologize.
Gotcha. Anyway, what I wanted to say was that the younger Mabuchi had some talent. Yeah. I even went as far as asking Mabuchi to be my right-hand man because of it.
Huh? You mean you're the guy that gave him all that power?
Oh, yeah. I guess I am.
Come on, man. That's not
Oopsie.
something to laugh about.
Nah, You see, Mabuchi was just that special of a guy back then. He wasn't the type to just chill on the sidelines. Guy won me over too.
How exactly?
When Mabuchi was younger, he just had this, I don't know, I guess you'd call it aspiration. He was going straight to the top, and he had the talent to get there too. He had something I didn't. It's probably why I was so drawn to him. Just like you, Kasuga-kun. Now that I think about it, you two are pretty alike.
Come on, don't say that. Not when Mabuchi became such a scumbag. How'd that happen anyway?
Thinking about it now, I imagine it had something to do with him being promoted to officer. From that moment on, he would challenge me right out in the open. Didn't matter that we were roughly the same age and I outranked him. He probably didn't like that I was born into the top spots, nor that I kept up the weak cooperation policy. Mabuchi was pretty goddamn assertive. As far as I know, I was nothing but a thorn in his side.
Well, then, sounds like you should have known he'd betray you eventually.
Nah, I probably would have trusted him no matter what he said. But I know my old man and his boys didn't think too highly of him. They said he'd betray us for sure, so it would be better to get rid of him sooner rather than later. They were pretty quick to try and make him disappear.
So what'd you do?
I fought back. I probably mentioned this earlier, but I think it's really dumb when people kill the guys in their own inner circles. And this was during a time when responsibility was starting to fall to me and Mabuchi instead of the old boys. Stomping out Mabuchi was like stomping out our future. So I stood up to them. The elders were pretty tough to persuade. That's the first and only time in my life I'd grovel like that.
You did all that for Mabuchi? Why go through that for a guy who hates you?
True, Mabuchi was a fucking weirdo, and at times an evil son of a bitch. He wasn't likable either. But he had a passion I didn't have. He had talents, and above everything else, I thought of him as my brother. You can see why I don't want him dead.
You're right. Sorry, I was out of line.
I'm getting used to you doing that. Don't worry about it.
Good thing you get me.
Why is that?
Because talking like this is great. I see now you're a pretty passionate guy, Zhao.
Oh, me?
Yeah, stop fronting so much already. You're always pulling that shit. That's why I could never figure you the hell out. Now that we're a couple drinks in, I feel like I'm finally getting to know the real Zhao. You got a lot of heart, and you care about your family. That goes a long way in my book.
It's kind of embarrassing when you say it out loud like that.
Look at you, your face is all red. What's up with that?
Just drunk. Let's keep knocking him back, yeah?
Sure.
Let's get hammered.
To Zhao Senpai, for keeping it real. Cheers!
Cheers.
There we go. Bodyguard. Now we gotta talk to Jungi Han. And his weird fake face. Jungi Han's on the phone. Who's he talking to?
Yes, I'm doing fine. Thank you for your concern, Song-Li.
Guess he was on the phone with Song-Li.
Yo, what'd she say?
Oh, nothing. She just asked for an update on the situation. That's all.
Yeah? Bet it feels pretty good knowing a babe like her's looking out for you.
I'm blessed to serve one such as she. The Jungi Han I served before was quite the blessing as well.
He must be the real Jungi Han, who was killed 3 years ago.
If I'm to talk about Jungi Han, I'll need to provide some backstory.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting.
Cool with
I'm
me.
excited for that
I
too.
got plenty of
I'm not
time.
sure. Is Yakuza 6 on Game
And
Pass?
I
Or
hope
do I
you're
have to buy
prepared to
it?
sit for a while.
I mean, I'll play it either
Sure,
way, but
I'm all ears.
we should just wondering
My
you.
father
the day.
was one of the stray Jingwon Mafia I
We'll get to look
mentioned
it up.
earlier. And to speak further, he was a lowly thug left behind in a foreign land. In my youth, I was relentlessly beaten by my father, in addition to being neglected by those around me. Home, school, no place provided me with even the slightest bit of sanctuary. Thinking back on it, I'm sure I was a rather dissolute child.
Well, you're not alone in feeling like you got no place to go. Plenty of people feel that way, even civilians.
Feelings of isolation are really that common, huh? Not sure if I should be comforted or not.
Sorry, didn't derail the story, did I?
The real Jungi Han had also been raised in a poor and neglected environment like me. But rumors of his strength, intelligence, and ambition started to swirl. And as the men from my father's generation grew older, Jungi Han started gaining more and more power. In fact, it was thanks to him that the stray Jingon found any success in Kamurocho at all. While the Tojo clan was being choked by anti-violence laws, the Jingon Mafia were steadily gaining a sense of existence.
Sounds like he must have been pretty cool.
Yes, but my father, who underestimated him as some young greenhorn, failed to prove his worth and was left trying to catch up. A staunch alcoholic,
Oh, nice.
he used
Apecia,
what
that's
drunken
good
wit
news.
he had to try to get close to the young leader. So, eventually he worked out a plan.
It'll be interesting to go
He
back
would
to the
mold
old
his own
gameplay, though.
son's face, set him up as a body double, and offer him as tribute.
What?
I was drugged by my father, and this was done to me while I slept.
Jeez.
No way.
What the
He
hell?
did all that just to impress the boss?
When he was presented with a body double, even the real Jungi Han could only force a smile. But he saw what had gone into my face, and he respected the effort. So he said it was a fair offer.
He's just
He took
casually
me under his
mentioning the
wing.
wildest shit in
And
these comments.
What's your father doing now?
He's long since passed away. His health was already in steady decline, and for what it's worth, I'm sure he wasn't opposed to dying at the bottom of a bottle.
That's a shame. Guess you two weren't super close then.
Yeah. Some bizarre
Jungi
shit.
Han kept me at his side as much as possible so that I might learn his mannerisms. Strangely enough, it was the only place that finally felt like home. I was very much his servant, and he was very much my master. But in spite of that, we shared a lot of laughs in the long time we spent together. A lot of drinks as well. And though I was his double, it would be rude of me to say that we came to resemble twins.
So the way you're talking right now, that's something Jungi Han taught you?
The real Jungi Han had a way with words I never will. And when he walked into a room, you knew it. Try as I might, I would never reach his level.
Hearing you say all that makes me even more curious.
About what, may I ask?
How did you imitate him? You guys never share any dirty jokes. Did he dress as sharp as you?
You know what? I've always thought you were a pretty sharp dresser.
That's kind of you to say.
But you said the real Jungi Han was even more refined or whatever. So does that mean he was as stylish as you?
He was indeed quite stylish. His fashion sense had a great influence on mine.
Oh, yeah? Looks that could kill and close the match, huh?
You take interest in the most unexpected things.
Yeah, well, we don't.
That's how I roll. But you know, despite me saying sorry, there's still one thing I gotta ask.
And that is?
Isn't it about time you told me your real name?
It's Steve.
Ah,
Still a no, huh?
ha. Just a little taken aback is all. I have no problem telling you.
Steve Smith.
When I was first brought into this world, I was given the name Yeonsu Kim.
Yeonsu Kim. Okay.
Yeonsu Kim.
I have no intention of returning to that name. Not when the real Jungi Han has already passed away.
The real one took a bullet to the head, yeah?
Correct. There was conflict with a group from Hiroshima that had made its way into Tokyo. As far as I'm concerned, The Jingon Mafia died along with him. At the time, I was given the role of staring down the other hostile groups within Kamurocho as Jungi-han. But with their real boss dead, the remaining Jingon Mafia in Kamurocho were nothing but paper tigers. Should our enemies have discovered this, we would have been ousted and probably killed.
If it were me, I probably would have gotten the hell out of Kamurocho. Left everything behind.
Yes, that's precisely what I did. The few remaining members at my side did the same. But seeing as the Jingon Mafia was all I'd ever had, I had no place to go. No refuge where I might reconvene with my allies. I was lost and alone in the world. Like a man dying of thirst in the desert, surrounded by a hungry pack of wolves.
Sounds like you had it rough.
I found a faint glimmer of hope in the Korean community here in Japan. But even they refused to accept me, as I was nothing but a criminal to them. Thinking on it now, I should have expected as much from those living an honest life. But still, in my confusion and dismay, I challenged them, asking why they would abandon one of their own.
I get that.
It was enough to make them call the police, and I'm sure that under normal circumstances, I would have been taken away. However...
Huh? Come on, man. Don't just leave me hanging.
The police officers were imposters, and instead of being incarcerated, I was brought to my new
What a
home,
bizarre life story.
Yokohama Ijincho.
So those fake officers, were they?
Members of the Komijul, sent to retain me under the orders of Samui. It turned out that the Komijul was a place that many former Jingon members had drifted to. Those that distanced themselves from Kamurocho slowly but surely found their way there.
Oh yeah. Songhui did mention something about the Komijul having roots in the Jingon Mafia.
Indeed. Komijul is essentially a safe haven for refugees. That's why they tend to keep quiet and remain exceedingly closed off. For many years, they spied on the Jingon Mafia in Kamurocho from a distance, keeping close watch on their movements. I was fortunately saved by the hand that the Komijul had extended to me.
Bad shit on top of bad shit, 100%.
Songhui told me what had happened to the real Jungi-han. That he had been shot in the head by an assassin hired by the Hiroshima Yakuza, taken by surprise from the shadows.
An assassin? So what'd you guys do? You kill him?
No. By the time I'd learned of his existence, he was already dead. I wasn't even given the chance for revenge. I spent many of the following days in despair. But even though I was in such a hollow state, Songhui patiently waited for my recovery. She was more like family to me than my abusive father could have ever hoped to be. A sister to replace the brother I had found in Jungi-han. Frankly, nothing would hurt me more than to betray her expectations and disappoint her.
Alright, another casual conversation with Jungi-han.
I'm wondering what sort of boss you will be. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do.
I don't remember ever becoming your boss. Right now, I think drinking buddy is a better term, don't you?
I see.
Stop with the feelings, yeah.
To live up to that title.
So many feelings in this game, especially in today's episode.
Oh, guess that's finally it for introductions. He sure is shy, that young Soo Kim.
Hey, Marka, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. How have you been? Foreman job. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we have some hero missions here. We gotta go there. Okay. That does remind me, speaking of hero missions, did find the special cat while running around. It was in the park, so Might as well deliver it. Work is getting busy, but otherwise good. That's good to hear. If you're able to stop by. We have been through the usual roller coaster of Yakuza games. There it is. Robson-chan. Miss you so much. It was hell trying to catch him. I couldn't find him anywhere. Thank you again, Kasuga-san. Just look at you, Robson-chan. The two of you together. I have an idea. I think he'll be of great use to you. Say what? Well, you've taken care of so many part-time hero requests, some of which were very demanding. You ever feel that you can use a cat by your side, Robson-chan will answer the call. I know it. As long as you stick to being a cat person. You just gained a pound, mate. We got Robson-chan. Come on, Robson-chan, give me a big welcome hug. Ow! This game, at release, I finished the chapter that Akko just did and quit the game until Akko started streaming this time. Wow. Just was watching Hans stream and saw you were online, so joining us. Nice! Thanks for stopping by. Him over me. Ha! We're a cat person. Hey, don't overthink it, man. Robson-chan, why? Perhaps it's a sign. Perhaps it's time that I leave on a journey of self-discovery. What? About keeping the peace and safety of the city. I'm sure Robson-chan will come back once he sees what you can do. There he is. Meow.
Yeah.
You're right, Asuka-san. I must be strong. That being said, let's continue to work together for the peace and safety of the city. All the cats. We now got a cat pound maid to summon. Sorry! I'm kicking over your chairs and table. Cat heaven. Yep. I mean, might as well stop by here to this little fight. It's kind of right on the way. The lurking dragon.
Time to clean up.
Speed him up. Let's actually call Robson-chan. See what he can do. Oh, I bet, Draco, you're playing on Insanity. Wow. I think I did it once. It once played through Mass Effect 2 and 3 on Insanity. Way back. Oh, he's turning into a tiger. Super kitty punch. Oh, that's a pussy pounding. I've ever seen one. Wow. Took him out.
Come on.
I mean, it was right there.
Come up.
Eat, eat.
Let's go.
Almost dead. makes inappropriate gestures. That's just rude. With finesse.
With finesse.
Which is so. Alright. This is where we have to go. Heian Tower it is once again. We started Wildermyth. To recover from the emotional damage. Ouch.
Yasuga-kun, let's play darts sometime. Don't know if I said it before, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, if you think you can take me, you must be pretty confident.
Yeah, I think I'm all right. I'm great at getting triple 20s.
That's impressive. Got any tips?
There's a lot I could say as far as technique goes. The biggest thing is your mentality. It's all about finding a way to keep yourself driven. Tell yourself something like, you won't get dinner if you miss. And I bet you're more likely to hit the target.
So, dinner's what drives you, huh?
Okay, now we know Zhao's motivation. If this starts conversation as a Persona 5 Easter egg? How so?
This one's my special! Get ready, buddy!
I got this!
Ouch.
Are you done with all the fun and games yet?
Let's do the... Oh. One guy left.
Let's go!
To the Phoenix Blade. Pretty awesome too. Too hot. If that is very good at pool and gives that sort of switch during the game, they play pool at the dart hall. Could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised considering how full the game is with references. Kind of like that. Wouldn't be surprised if it's not a coincidence. Too hot. But a clip of a game last night of Liam O'Brien made a Critical Role reference in it. Oh, nice. What game was that? There's so much health. Stop it. Let's do the Jackie Chan move. That's why I pay Here
it comes.
Tarantino bleed everywhere, yeah. You do a little Jackie Chan ladder move. Saints Row, okay. I didn't know that he was the character of Saints Row. But then again, I also never played that much Saints Row. Oh, to trinket.
Watch this! Have fun with this!
Man, he's just not dying. Is that a rug beater? It kind of looks like it, right? I mean, I don't know what it is officially, but it might just be a rug beater. Yeah. I never really got into Saints Row. I tried, I think it was Saints Row 2, and then I started another Saints Row, but I don't know, just didn't do it for me. Finally, we did it.
Hell yeah.
Essence of pigeon migration. I assume that's like an AoE pigeon move. Right now I'm just waiting until I have enough money and a certain townmate is unlocked again to show to Danielle. So Danielle can scream, screech, and yell at her desk. That the game with the dildos as weapon? I mean, that's certainly Saints Row. I just don't know. I don't know which Saints Row it is. But yes. Saints Row 3 is the dildo bands. I see. But you'll see. We'll see. Once I get the opportunity, I will give you some time to focus for just 10 seconds on the screen. But it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. I promise. Even if you get fired from work, it will be worth it. You might be confused right now, but once you see it, you know it's worth it. Should be able to do it now. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it right now, so I'm gonna have to see.
I got this. Get alive.
Watch now, Danielle. Watch closely, and you'll recognize someone that we met. Told you. So yeah, we met Majima earlier, and Kiryu. So there you go. Cost me 1,000,000 yen. Tiny bit of story. Well, he was there this stream and last stream, and it was all over the place, and we had conversations, and then we kissed, and it was beautiful, and we're adopting a baby now. Like it is a whole thing. It was really essential.
I need to know. Last night, Arakawa seemed at peace. Like an actor stepping off stage to thunderous applause. I think that's because he achieved his goals. He dissolved the Omi, and he got to see you again. He certainly looked like he was enjoying his
According to
weekend
Florence and
up.
the Machine.
I commented on it, actually. Can you believe this? He said he'd never had it before.
What?
He said he almost got to try it 50 years ago, but then his father was killed, and he'd never gotten around to ordering it again.
I know that, y'all.
After we finished, I said I'd
We all
walk him to
did.
his
Like, I went
hotel.
crazy. And I asked
Refused the
Hypatia when I
offer.
first saw Majima.
Said he wanted time alone.
And then
to
when I
just
saw Kiryu,
take
like,
in the night
I was
air.
just
I didn't push him.
befuddled.
I just bid him a good evening and left. But if I had pushed it,
We all do, Draco.
he'd probably be alive right now. I failed him.
No, it's not your fault. Let me ask you something. Do you think it was Omi
Oh,
loyalists?
Yakuza Gramps.
Yes. No doubt in my mind. It was revenge for his role in dissolving the Omi. Men who saw fit to end someone's life over such a thing.
How could Yakuza do that? Kill a captain like him?
True.
Kasuga. The Omi loyalists in Kanto are already attempting to form a new faction. They complain the loudest about the dissolution. I imagine one of them is the likely culprit.
Forming a new faction
Yeah, I mean, he
after killing Arakawa-san.
had the right gut feeling there.
Yes. Care to hazard a guess as to who is directing them? Because I think it's the one man who could actually bring them to heel.
Yep.
Ryo Aoki.
The young shithead.
No. The young master? Ordering the death of his own father?
He wouldn't be the first to commit patricide for power. The one silver lining is, with Arakawa gone, there's very few men Aoki can give direct orders to.
What are we doing here?
Kasuga, you should take revenge for Arakawa.
Should.
I can lend you men from the Seiryu clan.
Yes. Vengeance, I say.
I don't need guns.
You won't seek vengeance?
No. Arakawa-san wouldn't want me to kill the young master. I'm sure of that.
Then what will you do?
We'll pants him.
Before he died, Arakawa talked about how sad it was the Yakuza were getting used. Used like pawns by people in power. That's why he disbanded the Omi. I think he wanted the Yakuza to go back to their roots. Like how they ought to use their power to help the weak and vulnerable, not just take shit by force.
That's how it was.
That's how it could be again. Arakawa-san had a dream, and I can continue it. If all I do is kill one guy, especially if it's his son, all of Arakawa's sacrifices will be for nothing. If that's the only thing I do to honor him, I won't be able to face him in the afterlife.
He's like, oh
What
god.
I really want to do is open the young master's eyes. Give him a wake-up call. Smack him upside the head if I have to. That's the best thing I could do.
Kasuga, Arakawa was truly blessed to have you. Do what you think is right. I'm sorry if my idea of payback offended you in any way.
I assure you it did not, Chairman.
How do you plan on getting an audience with Aoki? You can't just walk into the Tokyo government office and ask to see the governor.
It's all good. I think I've got something figured out.
You can pull a plan out of your ass just like that, huh? Still,
Nobody said
going
it's a
anywhere
great
near
plan,
Alki
so
will mean tight security. Take some of my men. At the very least, they'll bring your body back.
I appreciate the offer, really. But I'll be fine by myself. I've already got the best crew I could ask for.
what an idiot.
Oh, jeez. You waited for me? How'd it go? Fine. Sorry to run off and get treated to a fancy meal without you guys.
Yeah.
Well, looks like it put some pep back in you.
Yeah, I figure if I keep moping around, Arakawa-san's gonna come down and kick my ass. But anyway, how about we go visit Kume?
Visit Kume? Why?
To make him arrange a meeting. I want to meet with Aoki. And Kume's got the hookup, seeing as he's Ogasawara's replacement.
Sure.
Out of gold
Why
doesn't
do you-
require
And when
shopping.
you
Yeah,
get
he's
to
proof
start
of that.
thinking and doing things like Arakawa-san would have wanted.
Sounds like a long shot. What makes you think Kume will cooperate with you?
Oh, did I leave out the part where we rough him up? I mean, the guy deserves it.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah, he does. I'm in. Get out the bloodhounds and let's start the search.
The only thing that could
No search
make me now
required.
more happy,
Today
because
is
it would be so
announcement day.
random,
What's that?
is if this guy brings
The
back like a
deadline for every
90-year-old
candidate to submit their
Kuze,
paperwork.
we can
brawl has
fight him
begun.
one more time
Man, do you know
on
everything?
a stupid motorcycle.
The fate of the Great Wall hangs on this election. Why wouldn't I be following it closely?
Do you know where Kume would be on announcement day?
Well, each candidate will give their first speech in their district, usually on a huge stage. Kume's district, Kanagawa's second, has a massive stage by the gate on Isizaki Road.
Let's head over to Isazaki Road then.
All right. Awesome schmawsome.